Good morning. Okay, I've got it on. I've got this on here, you all. I got it. I've got it. I've got my cup. I've been drinking from my cup of love this morning. But I drink from it every morning. Give here we go. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Love endures all things, you all. It absolutely does. So I slept all through the night. I could not believe how exhausted I was last night. I just kept going nonstop yesterday, and I didn't sleep too well the night before. Like a lot of other people, you like wide awake. You want to go to sleep, but you can't really go to sleep. Your body and your brain is not letting you. Yeah, so just woke up wide awake. Watched my video from last night, and then I thought, I'm really tired now. Rosie had already got up. Rosie has not been outside at all. She hasn't, and I love it. Yeah, so change is coming. And I saw a comment in one of the comment sections. I forget, it was a live stream last night. I hope I'm being heard. I forget who said it. Maybe Ika. Does anyone feel like they're on a different timeline? And I thought about that. I've thought about it before. Timelines. And if you have like multiverse, if you have like all these various like worlds within worlds within worlds within worlds, like parallel universe and things like that, different timelines, like you can, if you change your thought pattern, you can somehow change things, change how you view the world and things like that. And it does work. It does. And I'm pretty sure there's something to it. And you know, when you pray, prayer changes things too. You meditate, changes things too. It's like when you change your mind about a certain situation, or you let go of something so you can grasp something else, it brings about change. And really, it could be very, very deep. How does that change occur? And if we live in I don't want to live on a computer board, I don't. Or I don't want to be a hologram, I don't. If I am any of that, what can I do about it? Nothing. I better enjoy my life. but I may not even be able to be heard. I should probably come over here and see if I'm even on here. But change is coming. And I know we all can feel it. You can feel it. I can feel it. I'm not going to look at the comments. I'm going to get myself distracted. All you have to do is look around at the change that has already occurred and the change that has physically in our world. It doesn't matter what country you live in or anything like that. Look around. You can see a pattern that is kind of pretty consistent across the earth itself in certain segments of society. You can see patterns. You can see the patterns in the mindsets of people, the behaviors, and that also. You can see like it's like a separation or something happening. It's like you may feel like you're waking up. You woke up because you were able to see. It's like the scales had lifted off your eyes, and then you look around, and then your friends or the people around you, your co-workers, they seem to be doing the same thing that they were doing when everything started happening. It's like nothing really changed. Their mindset is still the same, but your mindset is now different. Because now you find yourself, you're looking at the world through different filters, through a different set of eyes, like your spiritual eyes and others. They're just going on doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And you're noticing that, and you're noticing that you're thinking something different. Your mindset is not like it used to be. It's like something clicked. It's like somebody hit the switch. Either they turned the light off, or they turned a great big light on inside of you, and you could see more clearly what's happening, so that maybe perhaps you could realign your life to how it needs to be going forward, because there's no going back for those who have awakened. There is no going back at all, because going back seems to be stagnant. It's not going anywhere. It's like a conveyor belt. And this is not very nice, or a moving escalator, a moving walkway where people are just standing on it. And the walkway, they're just all going at the same speed. They're going wherever that walkway will take them. Now, I'm not pointing at anybody. I'm just saying, generally speaking, I gotta get this on my shoulder. I feel like I've wakened up, even more so. I really do. You may be feeling that. You maybe would say that, hey, I'm awake, but now you may be finding yourself, I'm really awakened now. I'm really starting to see things more clearly, and I'm starting to notice the same old patterns. The same old patterns are still there, and nothing's changing. Well, nothing changes with patterns. That's the thing. A pattern is a copy. It's the same copy over and over and over and over again. That's what a pattern is. It's a duplicate. It's like that. You can't get nothing different when you have a pattern. It just keeps going and going and going. But you may find yourself, and you probably do if you're watching this, that's not you anymore. You got off of that train. You did. And those patterns, well, you don't want the same old pattern. You don't. You don't. Because you know what happens with the same old pattern. Nothing changes. Nothing. It just keeps repeating. So good morning. So you find yourself on a different timeline. And I'm sure there's something to it. The world is really, there's no way we could understand all the mysteries of the universe. There's no way. The mysteries of time as we know it, it's humanly impossible. Even if someone says they know, they don't know. They may feel they do know, but they don't really truly know, because what they know may not be what someone else knows. What if we all know something within our being, and yet it's like so intricately tuned within our being? Gina, what are you saying? Change is coming. I'm saying change is coming, and it's been happening. It's like the scales have been lifted from our eyes on all levels. And you may find yourself in the same daily grind. You may. The same thing every single day. You may find that your relationships are the same thing time and time and time and time again. A times, and half a time. Remember that? That scripture? For a time, times, and half a time. Everything has to do with time as we know it on this earth. So time is very valuable. And in time, change occurs. But when time stands still, change does not occur. It doesn't. It's weird. It's strange. It's so strange. If you think about it, it's really complicated. It's not strange, it's complicated. And you can dive deep into that thought concept. But just think of patterns. You see the same patterns and nothing changes. It's because it's a pattern. It's a duplicate. It's like clones. How there's one clone in the movies, and then there's another clone, and then another clone, or the Matrix. I think that's where the Matrix, there was all the same person in the Matrix. It's just 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 of them in the Matrix. It was the same person, but you couldn't really find the real person. The real person was in there, but because of all the duplicates, you couldn't find the real one. What if that's like us? There's not very many real humans, humans who are awakened on this earth. What if when you're looking around, what you're seeing, you may be seeing holograms or something, even though they may be physical? What if a lot of humans are gone, and then there's duplicates with the same patterns, like Dolly the sheep. They replicated it. I mean, you can replicate a lot of things. You can. If you got the technology, you can do it. It's like the products on a shelf when you go in the store. They make toys. They're all the same toys. It's all the same. Row after row after row, and then the same thing with the other categories. But I'm not talking about that. Change is coming. Change is coming, and you can feel it within your inner being. You can look around and you can see that there are those around you, whether it be in your workplace, your friends, your families, total strangers, the news. It's repetitive. Things happening on the earth. It's the same things repeating. Why are things repeating? And why are you noticing that they're repeating? Is it because somehow you have exited it? Somehow you was able to disconnect? You can disconnect. You can. If you see that movie where they have like stuff stuck to their head and somehow it gets pulled off the back of it and they're no longer connected to the hive mentality, more like. This may not be making sense, you all. There's something more to it. So if we have awakened, which I've awakened in a lot of areas of my life, and so have you. What's that mean? What's that mean? Who awakened you? What awakened you? Because the majority of the world is not awake. They may be to some degree. There may be a lot of people who are awake, but yet they're all in the same mindset. They all have the same thinking pattern. They're like not able to truly think for themselves. They're thinking the way that they were programmed to think. And then you can have another subset that is programmed to think another certain way. You can have lots of subsets, and they could be thinking certain ways, but they're all the same within that subset. And you could create an illusion. You could that nothing is a pattern or nothing's wrong. You see, everybody is like, different. This group is mad at this group. This group is thinking this way and this group is thinking that way. Well, it's because that's how you wanted them to think. But the individual thinker, thinking outside the box, that's where the trouble happens, I think, to the world that we live in. And if you're thinking outside the box, that means you must have got off that conveyor belt. You did, somehow, and your eyes got opened, and you're looking at those people going down the conveyor belt like an assembly line, going through the motions and stuff. I mean, and they still have emotions. The people do. But it's the same thing. And they may have a little bit of difficulty, like difficulty level up, turn up the little difficulty for the humans to navigate, make it a little bit difficult so that they think that, everything is normal, but it's not normal. It's not. It's like you got to exit the matrix. It's like a big web. It is like a big web, a big hive mind, hive mentality. If you go into the hive, you see a lot of things happening, a hive mind. And you don't want to be in that mentality. You don't. I don't even know what I've been talking about, but change is coming. You feel it. Just think of all the people who walked off their jobs. They did. Their eyes were opened. They said, no, it's not worth it. It's not. And then they walked away. And because they made that decision to walk away, their lives changed. They found themselves on a different path, while those who stayed, they're still on that same path. And they didn't have to make that decision, but they did. But those who make a different decision, you find yourself on a different path in life. You do. And it's going to take you in a different direction. And if that has been you, I'm glad that you survived. I am. I'm glad that, I hope that your life has turned out a whole lot better. I believe that when you do that within your being, really, when you make the change that you feel within your heart to make, I'm a firm believer that in the end, good comes out of it. No matter how painful it may be, it's painful to make difficult decisions in your life, you all. Can you imagine having a family, you're feeding, you got a good job, you have a family, you have a home, you have a car, and you said no, it's not worth it. You literally, you gave up your physical livelihood on this earth in order to save your life, to save this on the inside. You did. You gave it up. You let it go in order to save this right here. You know what it says? If you lose your life for my sake, you will save it. But if you try to save your life, I think it's like a riddle, you'll lose it. So really you get down to what is life itself. What is the meaning of life? What does it mean to you? Is it much deeper than this physical world, this material world, the daily grind? Is it much deeper than that? Or is it just like, that's it. That's all there is to it. It's what you see on the surface. It's all it is to it. You go, you work, you do this, and it's much deeper. If you look on the inside of you, you realize it's so much deeper. And if you can grasp it and build on that, I'm sure you're going to find it's a lot more fulfilling. We got to start from the inside, you all, right there. that change. When it starts occurring, you can't stop it. You know you can't stop it. When change occurs on the inside of you, you cannot stop it. It's like you're evolving. One would say it's like you're ascending. You can ascend and you can evolve on the inside in a very good way. But you could evolve and you could descend on the inside in a very bad way, to where you reach the point of no return. There's no going back. Once that evolving takes place on the inside of you and you go like this, and you reach the point of no return because you sowed your soul. You gave it all up so that you could have, you know what, all that this world has to offer. You gave it up. You lost yourself in this world. You did. The most important part of yourself. If you're looking at this video and you are finding out you're not as happy as you thought you were because you're looking around and all these things, it didn't bring you the happiness that it promised, because it wasn't lasting. It wasn't at all. It's just materialistic. It's physical. It's nice. It is. And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, living your life on this earth, going to a job, getting a house, getting a family, getting a car, planting your garden, doing all these kinds of things. Enjoying the world. There's nothing wrong with it. We just need to, inside of here, balance it. You got to balance it. Balance is everything. And I think we've neglected that inner balance. It's way down here. The most important part is way down here, and the other stuff, it literally has tipped the scales. If you're awake, I have a deja vu looking at myself. If you're awake, you can tell the scales were tipped. And you've got to bring it back into balance. You got to balance it out. I can't even balance my hands out on here. You got to balance it out, you all. Just balance out the scales. You've got to do it. You can do it. I promise you, you can do it. Even though you say I'm getting off that little moving walkway, get off the walkway. Get off the walkway. Leave your eyes open. You got your stuff that you got. You do. Now you're going to balance yourself on the inside. Balance yourself so that you can navigate these stormy seas that you find yourself upon, and your boat don't sink with you and your family in it. Yeah, you don't want to sink. You want to stay afloat, and if you have to add some more, protection, more things that will make you stable in this life, do it. Do it. Stabilize yourself. Prepare yourself. Right in the inside of here. Now that you have awakened, now you got to get ready. You got to get ready on the inside. You got to get ready on the outside. You got to get your life in order. Get everything back in balance so that you can be in control of you and not the world be in control of you, because you are an individual thinker. You think outside the box, and you don't like the mindsets that are on the earth, because you were once in the mindsets and you realized that's what it was. Someone set your mind to think a certain way. They did. And now you have broken out of it. And you're awakened, so change is coming, and let that change start on the inside of you, and may that change be for the better. And I wholeheartedly believe it's the love on the inside of you that brings forth that change. It's that light on the inside of you that gets to going brighter and brighter and brighter, and it illuminates everything around you that was hidden in the dark. It illuminates it so you can see everything more clearly. It's like, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone, or something like that. You can see clearly. You can, because you're awake. And I'm going to end this video. I didn't look at the comments. I'm not going to look at them because I wouldn't be able to go with the train of thoughts in my mind. I wouldn't. So I hope this made sense. I'm going to have to listen to it myself to see if I made sense. I am, y'all. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your comments. You all, you're waking up. We're waking up en masse. The whole world is not awake, and it's not going to wake up. It's not, and you cannot wake everybody up. You may look around. You may have been trying, but the patterns are continue. That's all it is a pattern. Nothing changes with the pattern. It's a duplicate. It's a duplicate to keep you I'm looking down here at my KB, my CPU on the bottom of this in the live stream. My CPU is at a 0.7%. I'm using 60.00 FPS. And my, I guess, kilobyte seconds, they're at 4,175. And it's green, but when I looked over here, it was red. So it's an indication that the stream, the chat in the stream, was getting dropped. It's not on my end. I have a direct connection, literally, physically. It's okay. That's all right. You all, we woke up. We did. And I'm going to go and got lots of tomatoes that I am going to can this morning. I hope to get them all done. I will be doing it probably till around noontime. I will. And there's not very many more tomatoes on the vine, but I will get the bulk of them. That's all in the house. And everything's already been set out. I just got to get off of here and get ready. So thank you for watching. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are, in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. And good morning. It's good morning. It's a good life. And you may say, my life ain't no good. Make it good. Start working toward it. Start walking in faith. Nothing's going to change unless you start getting the faith and taking a chance. And use your wisdom. Nothing's going to change if you don't do anything. You're going to keep repeating. You're going to have the same patterns. That's all they are. Patterns don't bring about change. They just stay the same. Love you.